Something unexpected just happened in the car world, and almost nobody saw it coming. This week, Matt Armstrong opened a package that literally stopped him mid-sentence. For a moment, he just stared at it, because what was inside didn't make sense. It wasn't parts for a wrecked Range Rover. It wasn't another BMW body kit waiting to be rebuilt. This box came from Koenigsegg. Yes, that Koenigsegg. Take a second to understand why this is so surprising. If you followed Matt Armstrong for a while, you know his channel is built around rescuing smashed supercars and bringing them back to life. Lamborghinis, Ferraris, McLarens, cars most people would never dare to rebuild. But one name has never appeared on that list: Koenigsegg. Matt has never owned one. He's never rebuilt one. He's never even turned a wrench on a Swedish hypercar. And yet, there he was, standing in his garage, opening an official care package sent directly from Koenigsegg's headquarters in Ängelholm. Inside the box, premium hoodies, branded t-shirts, official merchandise straight from the factory. For most creators, that might seem like a simple gift, but in the hypercar world, where brands guard their image extremely carefully, a gesture like this raises a big question. Why would Koenigsegg reach out to Matt Armstrong now? And more importantly, what could this mean for what's coming next?
Look at this. I got this in the post. Bearing in mind, I've never bought a Koenigsegg in my life. Got a little note, say they watch the videos. I got loads of like hoodies, t-shirts and merch, all from Koenigsegg, and I've never bought one. I didn't get that from Lamborghini or Ferrari.
Picture the scene for a second. Matt receives deliveries all the time. Normally, it's large wooden crates packed with suspension parts, engines, or expensive carbon fiber panels, heavy industrial stuff. But this delivery wasn't like the others. It didn't come from a salvage yard. It didn't come from a part supplier. This package came from the inner circle of hypercar royalty, Koenigsegg. When Matt opened it, he didn't find mechanical parts inside. Instead, he discovered a collection of premium merchandise, official Koenigsegg hoodies, branded t-shirts, and rare items that are normally reserved for owners of multi-million-dollar hypercars. The kind of gear collectors would pay serious money to get their hands on. And Matt, he received it directly from the manufacturer for free. Now, think about how unusual that is. Koenigsegg builds only around 20 to 35 cars a year. That's it. Their production numbers are incredibly small. To put that into perspective, Toyota produces that many cars every few seconds. Koenigsegg operates in a completely different world, a world built on rarity, exclusivity, and extreme engineering. Yet, somehow, they decided to reach out to a YouTuber known for rebuilding crashed supercars. And the most interesting part wasn't even the clothing. Inside the box was a personal note. The message hinted that Matt should watch a few specific videos. That little detail suggests something important. The team in Sweden isn't just aware of Matt, they've been paying close attention to what he does. They've been studying his work. That changes the entire meaning of the package. Because suddenly, it doesn't feel like a simple fan gift anymore. It feels more like the start of a conversation. And this is where the story becomes both fascinating and a little frustrating for Matt's fans. Think about everything Matt Armstrong has already done for some of the biggest names in the car world. He took on the challenge of rebuilding a Lamborghini Revuelto, a 400,000-pound plus hybrid hypercar that most people would never even attempt to repair. Then there was the Ferrari 296 GTB, a car that many believed was beyond saving after its crash damage. Matt didn't walk away from that challenge. He rebuilt it piece by piece. And those aren't the only examples. Cars like the Lamborghini Murcielago and the Lamborghini Aventador were pulled back from the edge of destruction on his channel. Machines that could have been crushed and recycled were given a second life instead. On top of all of that, Matt has spent hundreds of thousands of pounds buying genuine factory parts from Lamborghini and Ferrari. And through his videos, those cars have generated millions upon millions of views, showcasing the engineering, design, and performance that make these machines so special. That kind of exposure is marketing can't easily buy. Yet, despite all of that, there has been almost complete silence from those brands. In the traditional supercar world, manufacturers often see people like Matt as customers, not collaborators. Sometimes, if someone buys a crashed car and rebuilds it themselves, it can even make certain brands uncomfortable because it doesn't fit their carefully controlled image. And that's what makes this moment so ironic. The companies he constantly works with stay quiet, but the brand he's never rebuilt, never owned, and possibly never even driven is the one reaching out. Koenigsegg is the one showing appreciation. The contrast is hard to ignore. Of course, this probably wasn't a random decision. Koenigsegg is known for having one of the smartest marketing teams in the entire automotive industry. They've clearly seen Matt's channel grow to 5 million subscribers, and they understand the type of audience he attracts. Most car creators focus on reactions, test drives, or quick reviews. Matt does something different. He breaks things down. He explains how the gearbox works, how carbon fiber structures are bonded together, how complex electronics communicate inside modern hypercars. That level of detail speaks directly to engineers and hardcore enthusiasts, and that's exactly the kind of thinking that defines Koenigsegg itself. At its core, Koenigsegg isn't just a car brand, it's an engineering company that happens to build some of the fastest machines on Earth, which makes this connection feel less like a coincidence and more like two worlds slowly recognizing each other. The company's founder, Christian von Koenigsegg, is famous for being incredibly open and passionate about the technical side of car building. He loves discussing the how and the why behind every component. So sending that package might not just be a friendly gesture, it could be something more subtle, a first step, a signal, a seed being planted. And if that seed grows into a real collaboration, we might be looking at the start of one of the most exciting projects automotive YouTube has ever seen. Something interesting is happening behind the scenes. A conversation is starting. Koenigsegg clearly understands something many traditional car brands still ignore. When a creator like Matt Armstrong talks about a brand on YouTube, the impact can be bigger than a massive television ad. Even something as expensive as a Super Bowl commercial struggles to match the kind of attention a passionate creator can generate. Why? Because Matt isn't speaking to random viewers. His audience is exactly the group these brands want to reach: real car enthusiasts, people who genuinely care about engineering, restoration, and performance. And this moment shows a clear difference in how the biggest car companies see creators like him. Technically, none of the brands involved are doing anything wrong. Ferrari, Lamborghini, Bugatti, they're all billion-dollar companies protecting their image in their own way. But Koenigsegg's approach feels different. It feels human. They seem to understand that Matt Armstrong's channel is growing at an incredible speed. Right now, he has around 5 million subscribers, but if that growth continues, it wouldn't be surprising to see that number double in a couple of years. So, Koenigsegg appears to be thinking long-term. They're not waiting until Matt becomes even bigger, they're building a connection now. That way, when the day comes for Matt to take on a $3 million hypercar project, there's one brand already sitting at the front of his mind. And the small note inside that package might actually be the biggest clue. It didn't say something like, "Watch our latest advertisement." Instead, it likely pointed him toward the engineering that makes Koenigsegg special. Things like their manufacturing process, the lightning-fast Jesco transmission, or their revolutionary free valve technology. That kind of message says a lot. It's not about marketing, it's about curiosity. So where could this relationship go next? There are a few possibilities. The most realistic next step would be a trip to Sweden. Just imagine the content that could come from that. Matt walking through the Koenigsegg factory where every car is built by hand, seeing the production line up close, sitting down with Christian von Koenigsegg himself and diving deep into the tiny details that make these cars so extraordinary. For car fans, that kind of meeting would be incredible to watch. Matt has driven some seriously fast cars before, but he hasn't yet experienced the raw, almost unbelievable performance of machines like the 1-to-1 or the Regera. Seeing his genuine reaction to that level of speed for the first time would almost certainly go viral. But there's an even bigger idea, and honestly, it's the one everyone would love to see happen. Imagine if a damaged Koenigsegg appeared somewhere, maybe a test vehicle, maybe a flood-damaged hypercar, or something that normally would never be shown publicly. Instead of quietly hiding it away, the company could invite Matt to document the repair. That would be something the automotive world has never seen before. A manufacturer openly sharing technical data and genuine parts with a YouTuber so the entire internet could watch how one of these machines is rebuilt. If something like that happened, it would completely shatter the blacklist culture that surrounds many luxury car brands. And the most impressive part of all this? Matt didn't chase it. He didn't spend months emailing PR teams asking for favors or free merchandise. He didn't beg for attention. Instead, he simply focused on the work. Long days in the workshop, sometimes 18 hours at a time, one restoration project after another, consistently producing some of the best automotive content on the entire platform. And eventually, someone important noticed. That's the real lesson here. Recognition often comes from places you never expected. The people you work hardest to impress might never acknowledge you, but if you keep producing great work, the right eyes will eventually see it. Matt never changed who he was along the way. He didn't try to act more polished to match Ferrari's exclusivity. He didn't chase Lamborghini's flashy image either. He stayed the same guy he's always been, the guy in the hoodie who isn't afraid to pick up a wrench and get his hands dirty. And strangely enough, that authenticity is exactly what caught the attention of one of the most respected hypercar companies on the planet. So this moment isn't really about a box with a few hoodies and shirts inside. It's something much bigger. It's a signal. Koenigsegg is watching. They're paying attention, and for the first time, they've decided to reach out.